Peter Chang here for Macho Cave, and today we have a real treat. We have the Iwata Hi-Line HP-CH Airbrush. And this airbrush is for professional artists, illustrators, also detailers as well. So it's actually also multi-purpose. If you're like going to do like fingernail art, stuff like that, this is also very awesome for that. The instructions are very detailed. The first pages are Japanese, so the English pages are actually on the second pages. Also, we have some additional documentation describing this airbrush. What's really cool about Iwata airbrushes is the 5-year warranty, which is unprecedented. Wow, this airbrush looks amazing. Check it out. It's all covered up in chrome there, and we also get a test spray pattern. Check this out. This is just amazing. The needle is it's a Teflon needle, and it's 0.3 millimeters. And check it out. You could do hairlines, and you could do wider widths, and you could do gradations. Just amazing. It does come with a lid for the gravity feed cup, and this is going to come really useful. The gravity feed cup is actually 9 millimeters, and we also have a very useful wrench for taking apart the airbrush for maintenance. And what I love about this wrench is that it's also labeled Iwata. So if you have like a couple of airbrushes from different brands that you're using, and all these manufacturers are using like a different size and whatnot, it's just so nice that Iwata labels the wrenches. So in case your studio gets a little messy, it's easier to locate again. This airbrush is just awesome. The major feature of this airbrush is the micro air control valve, or MAC valve for short. The MAC valve is one of those unprecedented and revolutionary things that occurs every once in a while. And for Iwata artists, it allows you to control the airflow at the head of the airbrush. And you're probably thinking like, well, yeah, I could do this, I could go ahead and control the airflow from either the pressing the do action, or I could also control it from accessing the PSI at the compressor level. But when you're just really in the groove of things, it's really cool to be able to control this at the head of the nozzle, so you don't have to stop your workflow necessarily. And what I've been finding is that it allows me to create those unprecedented hairline strokes to wide gradations that we saw in the test spray. And this truly makes it a tool for the professional illustrator. And professional illustrators definitely love this airbrush. Essentially, the MAC valve allows me to change air pressure on demand. Let's move on to the air holes. Iwata air hoses have this interesting design called the Cobra coil. And the Cobra coil is comprised of this awesome nylon braid, and it's surrounded by this high quality PVC material. And what's really awesome about what I love about Iwata air hoses is that there's an O-ring on each side of it, ensuring a very nice and tight seal. Overall, this airbrush is a Macho Cave must-have. It's a Macho Cave must-have because it is the most precise airbrush that I have in my airbrush collection, and also it's also one of the best airbrushes that I have ever seen. Compared to hobby and model airbrushes, this airbrush just crushes everything. You're not going to be using necessarily like a heavier paints with this airbrush. You would actually be thinning down the paints more with this airbrush because this is a detailing airbrush. Also, you have a smaller needle. You have the 0.3 millimeter Teflon needle in this airbrush, so you would be actually doing more fine detail and high detail work with this airbrush. Also, if you're an illustrator, like for example, if you're doing fine art, illustrations, comic books, stuff like that, or nail art, this airbrush is perfect. If I'm doing some high detail work in modeling, this is the perfect airbrush as well. Thanks for watching, and remember, everything matters.